So unlike most of the world, I slept last night instead of watching the Game Awards, and I woke up this morning and saw the Baldur's Gate 3 news plastered everywhere, and it's just like, what a way to wake up first thing in the morning. um, so Baldur's Gate 3 swept the Game Awards, just like they swept. Man, they've just been sweeping every awards ceremony that's been out there. Um, they got Game of the Year, obviously, as well as Best Performance again for Neil Newbon as Astarion. I'm gonna have to do an Astarion playthrough now. Like, I've avoided his character in my playthroughs to date because I'm just like, eh, because he just the way he comes off in the beginning has always turned me off to him because of his like, I'm gonna drink you while you sleep, and it just, he's very neutral evil in the way he's portrayed in the early stages. But everyone has told me that if you treat him like I treated Lae'zel during my first playthrough, he becomes a good character, or a better character, in terms of a nicer person who's more um, compassionate as opposed to just cutthroat. Anyway, he won again, which is awesome. Best RPG, Best Multiplayer, Best Community Support, and Fan Voted Player's Choice Award. So just a sweep. Alan Wake 2 got Best Direction, Best Narrative, and Best Art Direction. Totally deserved, by the way. Someone was asking me last night during the Rogue Trader stream, which game I thought was going to win Game of the Year, Alan Wake 2 or Baldur's Gate 3, and I was like, both games have really strong positions for Game of the Year, but I think Baldur's Gate 3 is a more a rounding, a more well-rounded achievement as opposed to Alan Wake 2, which was just sort of a straightforward narration game, and definitely deserved to win in that category for, it had some great storytelling, the musical elements of that, the psychological, just everything was great. But Baldur's Gate 3, my baby, it won Game of the Year, and that's the thing that I think Larian Studios really deserves this. Taking the risk that they took and the way that they did this, they have now cemented themselves in the legacy of CRPGs, and also they have firmly placed themselves in the running for. I would argue they're going to be the next CD Projekt Red. Their next title isn't just going to sell, 3, 4, 5 million copies. Their next title is going to sell 20 million copies. They have now transcended indie status and have moved into the realm of AAA with everything they did with Baldur's Gate 3. So well deserved, for everything that they earned at the Game Awards last night. And to top it all off, they made the announcement that the Xbox versions are now available. Which, what a way to! I like how Sven was teasing it like a couple weeks ago. He's like, "Yeah, guys, we're gonna be making the announcement during the Game Awards." And then I'm watching him on Twitter this morning. He was like, "I was saving this if we won an award, and we won the award, so I could make the announcement. The Xbox version is here." Boom! So it's like mic drop on top of everything else. Was not only did we win all of these awards tonight, but we just dropped the Xbox version. So what a way to end the year for Larian Studios. And now we're going to see a new round of um, sales for them, a new round of players coming into the fold, because there's a lot of people that were waiting for the Xbox version. Probably not as many as as the PS5 version, but still quite a few people. Now, what's interesting about this is, like, my brother, as an example, has not played Baldur's Gate 3, and he reached out to me about a month ago and said, "Hey, what do you think about doing a multiplayer with me?" And we've got another friend who's been thinking about joining, and either his wife or maybe my sister-in-law is going to join. And they all were asking, if we're going to do this, are we going to do this on the Xbox? And because they all own Xboxes, Series X's, and I was like, well, as soon as the announcement is made, we can start planning that. And the announcement was made. So I've told people since this game came out that I was happy to purchase it on the Series X as soon as it came out. This is one of those few games where I'm happy to buy 2 copies of the game because I already own it on the PC and I've played it to death on the PC and I love every moment of it. But now it's on the Xbox, which means I can now start planning my next playthrough. So here's what you can hear from me, because I know a lot of people came to my channel because of Baldur's Gate 3. They like the guides and everything else, and some people follow along with all the other things I do, but a lot of people were like, "Hey, we want more Baldur's Gate 3." More will be coming. So here's what I can tell you really quickly about Baldur's Gate 3, because I am going to be doing an Xbox playthrough. I'm in the middle of Rogue Trader. It just dropped yesterday, so I'm way too deep into that, and that's been planned for several months for me now. So that's going to be what consumes me for the month of December into January. I would anticipate this takes the whole month. We should be clear of it by January. We'll see. Um, and then I'm going to be looking at what's the next major release for me that I'm looking forward to in 2024 because I've got my eye on Star Wars Outlaws. I've got my eye on Avowed, things, there's those two games, Fable, Dune Awakening, but I think most of those games are going to be summer, if not later. I haven't seen any announcement dates for things that I want to play that are happening in the early part of the year. Quick commercial break, everyone, to celebrate and give thanks to all of these amazing people who keep me on the air full time. Really appreciate the support. All you got to do is join as a member. You get access to private videos. You can also do super thanks on any upload or super chats and stickers on any live stream or premiere you see. And beyond that, don't forget we're multi-streaming over on Twitch now, so you can support over there as well. Thanks so much to everybody. Let's get back to the video at hand. Dragon Dogma 2 is probably a go, but that's going to be, I think, March. So, the plan at the moment, and this might change, but this is the plan at the moment, is that as soon as I'm finished with my Rogue Trader playthrough, I'm going to be doing my second full playthrough of Baldur's Gate 3 on the Xbox. I was previously working on a sorcerer who I had played through up till Act 2. And that was planned originally. I was like, I'll probably switch over and start playing him. And then I got way too busy with stuff and was like, you know what? I just need to stop trying to slice Baldur's Gate 3 in there as like a side project game, and it needs to be another main playthrough. But I don't know when that's going to happen. And now I can tell you when. I would say as soon as I finish Rogue Trader. It could be, like I said, just think January at some point, probably mid-January. Might be something fun to kick off on my birthday. My birthday's on the 16th of January, and I'll be 44 this year, coming up. Might be a nice gift. My nice birthday present would be to start another Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough. So we'll see when the timing comes out on that. But the big thing is that they just won another. It's like winning the Oscars, the BAFTAs, everything. Baldur's Gate 3 has won like every award out there imaginable for their game, and Larian Studios deserves all of it. I think that when you look at the totality of what the game offers in terms of the amazing performances from the actors, the writing. I mean, I had my issues with some of the little storylines and things of that nature, but that's okay. I'm not. It's like anything else. Star Wars, as an example, the original trilogy had its moments. People shaking their head over the Ewoks. There's always things that people can find to criticize, and I don't think that that's enough to take away from someone having an achievement like this. So everybody deserves the applause. Everybody deserves pats on the back, from the actors to the writers to the musicians, I should say, and the composer. Boris, I mean, I stole Raphael's song. Somebody did a compilation video of people reacting to the Raphael song, the Raphael boss fight song, and I got included in that compilation. And I was like, thank you very much for that, because it genuinely took me by surprise. It was like the music was really good, and then we got to that fight, and I was like, oh my god, what is this? This is amazing. So just Baldur's Gate 3 all the way. What an amazing game. What a time to be alive and be a gamer. I can't wait, everybody. Yeah, they won. Huge round of applause. Happy holidays, everyone, and I look forward to seeing you in my next Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough coming very, very soon in early 2024 on the Xbox Series X. I cannot wait. See you next time, everybody. Have fun. Safe gaming.